Williams on ABC Southeast, and a local business that turns fish waste into fertiliser has received nearly $2 million in state government funding. Kyran Crane is the Executive General Manager of Ocean2Earth. Morning, Kyran.
Morning, Eddie, and good morning to your listeners, and thank you very much for having me on this morning.
What does Ocean2Earth do?
Oh, where do I start? In a nutshell, we essentially take, not only fish waste, we take a range of different seafood wastes from across the region. So anything from fish to abalone, scallop shells, mussels, pretty much any seafood that gets produced in the southeast region. We've traditionally taken that waste and turned that waste into high-quality biological fertilisers that go back into the home garden market and also the agricultural market for local farmers.
How intensive is it? How do you actually turn that waste into that fertiliser?
Look, we have a range of different approaches. So we've invested very heavily into product development and IP over the years, and we've now really got a range of different tactics that we use. So really, we started out as a composting company. So we produce a really high quality compost product, but now we've also moved into liquid fertilisers and liquid biostimulants and a range of biologically activated mineral products. So it's been a bit of a journey, and we've spent a lot of time in developing and refining our products. But now we've really got a range of different ways that we can deal with different marine waste streams and really find the best way to value add those to get them back out onto the paddock.
This week, news of nearly $1.9 million in funding from the New South Wales Aquaculture Industry Development Program. What's that going to do for you?
Oh, look, that's a massive boost for our business. Really, we've been operating at what I'd sort of consider a pilot scale level for the last few years. And what this is really going to allow us to do is not only significantly increase our manufacturing capability, but it's also going to allow us to accept more waste. So we've been hamstrung with really how much waste we can accept just due to our manufacturing constraints. But this is going to allow us to pull more waste in, but not only take more waste, also to create more fertiliser, which is a hot topic at the moment. But yeah, we're really, really excited to be able to really ramp up our production and scale up in a way that is really going to be able to make a meaningful difference for our local farmers.
How much demand are you seeing at the moment?
Look, demand at the moment is off the charts for us. So we're probably seeing a 10 to 15 times uplift in inquiries coming through. But what I really think it has done is it's really shined a light on how exposed we are in this country to global commodity imports, and not only how exposed we are, but also how undergunned we are in terms of our sovereign manufacturing capability. So for us, this is an opportunity to really put our case on the table and say, well, we're importing so much fertiliser and we've got so many resources and so much capability here in this country. Rather than looking overseas for where we can get more fertiliser, we really need to focus on what we can produce here in the country and how we can actually support our aquaculture and fisheries industry and create a circular economy and generate more fertiliser here on our shores.
So can you see that in the future with your business growing or others starting up? Can you see this sort of waste to fertiliser, seafood waste to fertiliser, becoming a really significant component of where Australian farmers get their fertiliser from?
Look, I absolutely can, and I guess we don't really see ourselves as a direct replacement for synthetic fertiliser, but where we fit into the equation is by using biofertiliser and biostimulant products to get more out of the current conventional farming systems that farmers use. So I want to give an example of what I mean by that. So there's a local dairy farmer that we've been working with for the last 3 or 4 years now, and he's a really well-known guy, Toad Heffernan. He's a bit of a local legend, but he's been one of our really early adopters with using this stuff. So when we started working with Toad, again, he's probably more of a conventional fertiliser user. So he was using somewhere in the realms of 100 to 150 kilos of synthetic fertilisers per hectare. And over the years we've been working with Toad, we've really been able to get him down from 150 down to 25 to 30 kilos of synthetic fertiliser per hectare. And we've done that simply by integrating our products and supplementing our products into his system. And the results he's seeing are extremely exciting. We're seeing improved soil health, improved pasture quality. His cows are healthier. He's using less treatments. He's getting more feed per paddock, and his bottom line's increasing. So for us, we really think that is the future of agriculture. It's not just about being a direct replacement. It's about using less chemical and synthetic fertilisers and using more natural products to get more out of your systems.
8 to 9 on ABC Southeast. You're hearing from Kyran Crane, the Executive General Manager at Ocean2Earth. So, do you want to explain a little bit maybe the difference between your product and synthetic fertiliser, and, how farmers do use that and how they do kind of incorporate the two, I guess?
Yeah, sure. So I will say I'm certainly not a synthetic fertiliser expert, but what I do know is we get 90% of our urea and synthetic fertiliser from overseas. And what we're seeing now, we're completely exposed to these imports. So we basically take natural products, so fish and other marine waste, and we're also moving into the kelp space now as well. So we take those products and we use biological, natural hydrolysis and other techniques to basically turn them from waste into high quality fertiliser. And it's basically a biological fertiliser. So when you put that out, you're not putting out the level of chemicals and nutrients that you do with a synthetic fertiliser. What it does is actually allow the plant to absorb what's already there. If you've got nutrients tied up into the soil, the biology actually unlocks it all. So we really see a future where biologicals are used more to unlock what's already in the soil, but also help you get more out of the standard urea and other inputs that you're putting on your paddock.
How are you going with juggling the demand that you are seeing at the moment?
Look, it's certainly been a challenging period for our small team. We've also just opened up distribution centres down in Morwell, Victoria, and also 2 down in Tasmania. So on top of opening up two more DCs, on top of our Eden operation, this uptick in demand has really been a stretch for us. But we have supply, and we're certainly prioritising our local farmers here in the Bega Valley. But it's absolutely been a challenging period, but we are dealing with it. So it's a credit to our small team in what we've been able to deliver in the last couple of months.
So you've got this funding, not far off $2 million. What do you do now to get started on growing things even further?
Yeah, so we've been in a little bit of a holding pattern. We had our production facility at Merimbula, and it's been a bit of a longer-winded process than we anticipated to go through the regulatory loopholes to basically build our new facility at Eden. So we're just at the final stages of working through that regulatory process. But basically where we're at now is we're about to commence the build of our new facility, and this funding will really give us a huge boost in terms of the equipment that we can basically pull into that facility to scale. So really for us, it's about getting that facility built and scaling up, ramping up production as quick as we possibly can over the next 6 months.
Kyran, really interesting to talk to you about it this morning. Thanks so much for having a chat.
Thank you very much. Appreciate you having me on.
Kyran Crane, Executive General Manager of Ocean2Earth, a local business that has been basically converting seafood waste into